Hey! Sorry. Okay. Welcome back to part 2 of me rescuing these plants. It's been about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks since I bought them, and they're still here. They're still sitting here, and they desperately need to be repotted. So we're finally gonna get to that today. Also, I moved this guy up to the sun because I'm like, is it just me or is he already looking more green? And lost a few leaves already. So that sucks. We're still gonna try. We're gonna try. I'm excited to show you them. Let's take them downstairs and repot them. Oh, forgot to mention, I am going to be making my own soil mix. I've started working on that. So I'm excited to see how that works. Let's go. Let's repot them. I'm gonna show you what they look like so far. They've already grown. This Kalanchoe is blooming. Take a look. You can see there's a lot of more blooms. These ones, I was worried when I sprayed them that the farina, which is the like silvery dusty coating that you see on them, would be damaged. But I took my chances. Farina essentially is sunscreen for succulents. It's a protection. Okay, look what I mean. I really do think it's a little more green, unfortunately, and I lost so many leaves. It could be that it hasn't been getting enough sun in the last couple of weeks, and I also put it next to an air conditioning vent on accident. Okay, this flower, I'm excited to see what it looks like. There's 2 of them now. It's incredible. Admire the Kalanchoe's blooms. So pretty. And the Crinkle leaf has the flowers trying to make it. This is the state of the succulent bowl right now that we are about to take apart and fix. Look. All of these fell off of my Sunstorm. I'm so sad. Oh, I'm gonna wash this out so I can use it. I got these white little pebbles that I'm gonna put on top of my succulent bowl. So the last white pebbles that I got were a little bit bigger, and I used them in my hydroponic bamboo, and for some reason they turned black. Like some sort of bacteria just grew in that water. So I got nervous, like I bleached them all, but I still got nervous to put them on my succulent bowl. But I want to do it now because I'm hoping that will also help with some pest prevention. But I got these different ones. But to take some precautions, I'm gonna clean these rocks. I'm like, they're just rocks, but I feel like I gotta clean them. So I got these from Amazon. This is just a bucket of some soapy water, just some dish soap. I'm debating if I'm gonna do anything more than that, if I bleach it, I don't know, but. Oh my gosh, some dust. I'm going to let them sit here while I start repotting everything else. They look better than the other ones I had. They're really cute. All right, we'll see how that goes. I got my soil mat, repotting mat, that's gonna help. Let's prevent the mess. I have a pretty big one, but I need it. So the soil mat is essentially a tarp that has cute buttons. I guess they're not really cute, but they're nice. They're helpful, right?
10 hours later.
Here we are. Is it almost midnight? Yes. Did I procrastinate doing this? Also, yes. Did I get tired after washing all of the sand and rocks? Yes. Are we doing this anyway? Yes, because I have a trip in a couple of days and I feel like these are gonna die while I'm gone. We're gonna start with this. I'm worried about them. I think they have some sort of fungal disease going on. So yes, it may be kind of risky to be going on with this, but I'm gonna give them a chance. And my new plants hopefully will not be contaminated, and hopefully they're all gonna work out. If not, they'll all die and I'll save them later, the ones that won't die. We're gonna see what happens. Here we go. I have to make my soil mix. Oh, goodness. Where to start with this? I'm gonna trash this soil. Usually you don't reuse soil. I have reused soil. This was not reused. As I walk away from the camera. Anytime there's risk of something in the soil is what's killing my plants, I'm just like, let's get rid of it. All right, I'm just gonna gently, I know there's so many like dead leaves. I'm worried it really is fungus. It is so dry, which I'm sure is why these guys are shriveling up, because I've been procrastinating watering them. I've been like waiting to water, and they haven't been in the best light situation with where I've been quarantining them just here on my kitchen table. So, all right, got its roots out of there. Oh, this is great. Set you there. How did I do this? Another thing I probably should have done when I repotted these the first time, I left the original soil from the nursery, and I probably should have just stripped them down. Not always necessary, but you know, you are probably not infected as much as everything else. I'm trying to see if I see any pests in the soil while I'm digging these up. There's soil brick from that plant that died. I'll set you here. What? Okay. This I've been really stressed about is my jelly bean plant has completely just been dropping off the face of the earth. Oh gosh. So many dead leaves, and this had so many leaves, and look, there's like 4 left. This whole entire branch too is gonna grow and it didn't. Let me just pluck all that off. This one totally deflated just in the last day or two. And I was like, no, that's like awkward looking. I'm like, what could be going wrong in here? First of all, it is very, very dry. But this is all the roots. And since it's so dry, I don't think I want to tear it. Yeah, I'm really gonna break the roots. It's so delicate. Oh yeah, this one is too connected. I also really let it dry out in case it was actually fungus, that if it dries out, that would help it. Okay. Oops, dang it. That was probably a good leaf too. Ugh. Where is this guy's roots? What in the world? It's down deep in there. Okay. Well, leave you there, and we'll take this guy out because he's just a little cupcake. Also, yeah, I don't think I could have taken these roots apart either. There you go. So dusty. Oh yeah, I almost threw away my little strainer thing. I'm tossing all of this out, and then I'm gonna wash this pot for sure. I just finished washing this bowl. Oh, it's still kind of wet. I'm gonna clean up this mat, and the nice thing about having the mat is I can just like unclip a corner and pour it into the trash can. And then I'll just wipe it down just to be on the safe side. I should wash this too. And this, please don't die. You need to live. I know some people would probably be like, it was unnecessary to do this. Most of the things I do are. I have this spray that literally is just isopropyl alcohol, and I use it outside in my garden a lot to clean my pruning shears. Wow, there's not a whole lot in there. Come on, spray please. There we go. Now it smells like a doctor's office. I have these little discs that just came in a kit that I got with Succulent tools. I just put it on the bottom of the pot, and it helps catch the soil and let the pot drain. Got my soil. It looks good. I hope it helps. I don't want to fill it all up because I like to just fill in around the plants. Which plant should we do first? I'm gonna keep him in the middle. I'm gonna start with this awkward guy. Get him out of the way. This is Graptoverum. I need to figure out how to actually say that. Paraguayanese. So it's a type of ghost plant succulent is what it's called. Ooh, I forgot. I ordered something new. I'm gonna try it. Let me show you. I have heard a lot of good things about this. This is mycorrhizae inoculant. Essentially, this is microbes that are really good for plants. So it's good bacteria. Just sprinkle it on the roots when you're repotting. It helps with transplant shock, and it can just help give the plants a boost in growth as well. I'm excited to try it. We'll see how it goes. It didn't come with a little scoop. I'm gonna pour it directly on the roots. Just pour it right on there. Sprinkle. All right, I probably should have done that in the soil. That like did nothing. I'm gonna just sprinkle it in there. And I'll save all of that. It looks like sugar. Nice. This other ghost plant. This one is too connected to each other. And I've just been hanging it off the side of the pot because I think it looks cool. And I think it's been happy doing so. I'm going to take off all of these dead leaves though. Do I want all of these together? I think so. Just gonna dig down and stick those roots in there. Pour on some mycorrhizae. Oh, that was a lot. Just sprinkle it over there. This is gonna look cool. And it's gonna start possibly growing upright. I like to pluck off the dead leaves that can help actually deter pests and the fungus by getting rid of the parts of the plant that are decaying. Probably should have done this before I put it in. Someone right here. Oh, okay, fall right off. This is ice plant, and I also need to pluck that one off, but I'm going to sanitize these again. All right, come on, little guy. Let's take off these little pieces. Oh, that is stuck on the stem, but it's totally decayed. I want to get it off. Get that guy very well. Now let's stick it in here. Another tip, when you're planting succulents, you don't want any of the leaves touching the soil. You don't want to cover the succulents in soil. You want to give them some space. So I'm propping it up a little bit and filling in around it. And prop this up a little more. I don't know if this jelly bean plant is gonna come back, which makes me really sad. Since it's looking so sad, I am going to put it in its own pot and not with them. And we're gonna see how that goes. But I'm gonna set them there for now. Put this back in the middle. This Sunstorm looks so sad. I want it to come back. We're gonna put it in some sun and hope it does. I want it to right here. And it's gonna be happier in this, for sure. You want to give your plants about like 1 inch or so. Yes, succulents are slow growing, so they can be a little bit closer, but I like to give some room for growth and breathing room. Okay, more dead leaves. Oh, there's a lot. Oops. That one too. Now for our Echeveria. Actually, I just lied. This is also Graptoveria. I believe that's how you say that. Yes, it's lost some of its farina. I hope it's a tough cookie. Dead leaves. I'm gonna tease down this soil. Don't want to bother its roots too much though. Whoops, lost another leaf. At this point, I like to use my smaller scoops to fill in the rest of the holes because it is easier. Ah, I keep losing those leaves. I want to prop this one up more. I want that to stand up more. Ah, lost another. Okay, and I want to scoot this. Oh my gosh, another. I fill in that space instead of it deciding to grow to Timbuktu. Okay, now I take this end and compress around the succulents. This has baby pups that I want to grow and fill this space, so I decided to just twist it around.
12 hours later.
Hi, it's tomorrow, and I went to bed at like 1:20 a.m., 1:30, left all this mess because I was too tired. Now I have to address this situation, and let me show you what I did. I finished compacting all the soil around all the nooks and crannies. I need to clean up because you don't want any soil on succulent leaves. Honestly, any leaves of your plants. So I'm just gonna brush it off, and I'll show you how I do that. And we'll add the pebbles on top and we'll be good to go. And then I can clean this up and move on to my next plant project. So it's beautiful. I can't wait for them to grow. They have plenty of space to expand, so let's add all the pebbles. Oh, just kidding. I'm getting too excited. I forgot I was gonna clean this up. So I have little tools. This is a brush that has really fine bristles that I can just brush the soil off of. I also have another tool. It's this little thing that blows air, so I can get it out of those corners that it's really hard to get the soil out of. So let's do that real quick. Anyone else notice that I totally just bought the same type of succulent that I already had? So I have this Graptopetellum, this ghost plant. And then I got another Graptovaria hybrid right here. This is a porcelain plant. So that's really nice. Like this half is like all the same. They're different, but very similar, but it's gonna be fine. Okay, let's add the pebbles. Just gonna scoop it in here. Oh, it's gonna look beautiful. Yes, it's gonna be awesome. I just knocked another leaf off. Dang it. This one's pretty. I'm like, do I propagate it? That's the debate. I'm gonna set it over here and decide. Oh gosh. It's looking so good. The white really makes the plants pop. It's beautiful. So some benefits of these pebbles include the soil won't like splatter around during watering, which is nice. And first of all, aesthetic appeal. Well, I guess I said that second of all. Aesthetic appeal, right? And it can help prevent pests from going into the soil and laying eggs, which gross. So this is gonna be great. I love it. Wow, this is incredible. I did this. Ugh, I broke another leaf. Oh my gosh. I might just propagate them. We'll see. Add it to the pile of good leaves. Here's the final look. Beautiful. I think I forgot to say what this is. This is a zebra plant. It's an aloe. Purple Haze, you got new friends. Okay, let's address, yes, this is sitting on a tote. And that's one of my next projects that you'll see soon. I need to get plant shelf and put it next to this window because it's a south facing window. Purple haze, it's no longer a single party. You have a whole neighborhood. Hopefully you like them, okay? Enjoy your new home. Ugh, I'm still not done. I poured my heart and soul into that succulent arrangement and I'm tired, but I love these plants too and they need some help. Okay, we're gonna start with this shrivelly, upset jelly bean plant that has 4 jelly beans left. It used to be like this big. Okay, maybe this big. All of these branches fell off. They just shriveled up and died. And I'm looking at the stem. It doesn't look like it's rotting, but I hope it's not Fusarium wilt, which is uncurable because that is a type of fungus that goes and blocks all of the pathways in the stem for water to get to the leaves. I'm a little depressed about that. But hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it grows. It just needs a new pot. Ignore all the carnage. Ugh. All right. I am excited. I'm just tired and have so many things to do. And I want to do this, but I'm also stressed. Hence the reactions. We'll try to save this guy first. Give you some space to grow in here. So dry and crusty. Okay, where's my little scoop? That'll be good. Squish down the soil. Should I add pebbles around this one too? It looks too depressed without it, so why the heck not? Alright, where'd they go? Rip! Oh my gosh! It only had 4 jelly beans and I just killed one of them. We're gonna try to propagate it. Add to the pile. Okay. Okay, this definitely needs water. I usually don't water succulents immediately after repotting because succulents kind of can get stressed if you water them right away after being transplanted. But this one, I'm gonna take the risk and water it because it's so dry. I think that's why it's losing every leaf that I touch. Okay, I'll be right back. I've been using distilled water lately, especially for the succulents because they are so temperamental and picky about what they drink. Fine, we'll give you pure nothingness. How about that? Just pour that in there. No wasting the water that I paid for. All right, this is my nifty little succulent square bottle, whatever it's called. It definitely looks like, what's it called, perinatal bottle? It's not that, okay? I'm already starting to get to see the moisture in the pot. But I really want to hydrate this center where that crusty old soil was. So I'm gonna hydrate it really well this time. I can also feel that the pot is starting to get heavier than it was. So that means it's holding the moisture. Okay, it's starting to drip. I don't have a saucer and I already lost all that water, but it's fine. This is gonna catch the water. It's just an old sour cream lid because I don't have a saucer, but it works. Crinkle leaf plant deserves to be potted first before I propagate the dead leaves. They're not dead, they're gonna die though. This pot that I was thinking of putting it in, I like the idea of the clear pot. I'm gonna do it. This doesn't look too bad, except these leaves just died. That one. And it's like black, so that's concerning. You can soak up your friend's water. I want to prop this up so that the leaves are not touching the pot at all. That's a little too much. Switch it around, make a little hole. Still a little bit much. All right, that'll do. Just backfill this in. I'm gonna pluck off this dead leaf. Thought I saw another one. Oh no! What is wrong with me today? Oh, okay. Well, set it in the pile with leaves that fell off. Tap that soil in there. I just noticed, I think it's 2 plants potted together. So this one's flowering and this one's flowering. I'm worried this flower got damaged and isn't gonna grow. We're gonna see. I might add just a tiny bit of moisture around it. Just the edge. I don't wanna overdo it. We're gonna let it sit and dry out for at least a week or so. Look how nice it fits in this pot. It looks great. Yay! Here's the crinkle leaf plant on this windowsill in this beautiful pot. And these flowers better make it. And then over here, so here's a peek at my jungle. Here's the succulents, the aloe vera, it's purple haze variety. And the jelly bean. Please pull through. Come on. We need more jelly beans.
10 hours later.
It's nighttime again. Luckily, not as late as it was last night. We're only at 9:30 today. I really want to get to clean up this disaster. So we are going to repot the Kalanchoe. It really needs some love. Before I repot, I am going to trim off all these dead leaves. You can see here, oh my gosh, that might just come off without me even trying. There's some wilty leaves. Oh, that one just decided to escape already. I like to trim it up because if you leave the dead foliage or the foliage that's browning, wilting, it's essentially hogging some of the energy of the plant. And I want the plant to focus on the healthy foliage. It would also prevent if there's any disease in these wilty leaves. By cutting them off, we're not spreading it. It also helps it look better. Grab some clean pruning shears. Those might just pluck off themselves. Okay, I'm even gonna inspect the top and see if there's anything dead. These spent flowers can come off. Those. I got this pretty pot. Oh, as I squish the flowers. I got this beautiful pot that I want to put the Kalanchoe in. It may be a little bit on the tall side, but I feel like this, if you've noticed how many times it's fallen over, I feel like this plant is very top heavy and I think it could use some depth. So we're gonna do that, but I love the idea of putting a plastic pot, but look how that situation. Dang it. It would be so nice if it actually fit, but it doesn't. But this does have a drainage hole I can take off here. I can pop that out. Hopefully I have a saucer. Either way, this is what we gotta do, and it's gonna look great. So I don't have a saucer, but looks like we're gonna be living with a paper plate for now. I got my soil screen. It's just plastic, and it goes in the bottom of the pot to go on top of the drainage hole so that soil doesn't fall out. the bottom, so that's nice. I want to add some succulent and cactus food. It's just fertilizer. I'm just gonna do like layer it in so I don't have to mix it. Okay, let's see what we're working with. That is so actually not as dry as I thought. But I have roots along the edge. There may be like a couple roots. It doesn't look very root balled. Since those roots look so small and delicate, I don't want to disrupt it. It is helpful to tease the bottom when you're repotting, to tease the roots a little bit so that they realize they need to go out or grow down. Otherwise, when a plant is completely root balled, the roots don't know to go down. They just keep growing in a circle because that's what they've been doing for so long. But it looks like we're not dealing with a lot of issues. So I'm just gonna tease it a little bit. And I do want to take off some of this dryness on the top. But you can see the roots are actually growing here, interestingly, so I can't take much on the top either. Yep, that just pulled a root with it. Okay, well, I'll at least dig some up around the base so I can fill that in with my soil mix. Now, you really want to keep, just like with the other succulents, but especially with this Kalanchoe, how even this leaf I might take off. That's right, going down. Yeah, I'm gonna take that off. But you don't want any of these leaves touching the side of the pot or the soil. So make sure it sits above. So I'm gonna add more soil before I put this in. Okay, I need more cocoa coir. Core? What? So since I had to add so much cocoa coir, there's not as much sand in this mix. I think it's still gonna be enough to add some depth to the soil. Put this back out. Okay, that's a good start. I almost forgot. I was gonna add my mycorrhizae. It's good for the roots. So let's add some straight on there. And it's not even gonna stick to the roots, watch. Okay, that, a little bit. Just gotta move all that around. And let's fill it in. That ended up being the perfect amount of mix. I'm even gonna add like all of this around the top. Like there's still like a couple corners that I can stick it in to use it all up. So that is happy news. It's finally done. It's so pretty. Against popular opinion, I'm gonna water, even though this classifies as a succulent. I'm watering now because the soil was dry, and especially because this is flowering, I'm gonna give it a boost. I'm only giving it a tiny bit though. I don't want to overdo it.
2 weeks later.
Here's an update. They're looking really good. I just gave them a watering. It's been, oh, I want to say almost 2 weeks since I repotted them. Featuring these Stomposaurus. If you know what that is. If you know, you know. Little Stomposaurus that my husband 3D printed that we like to keep in their little forest here. Look at the new growth on my Graptopatelum. Did I say that right this time? Graptopatelum paraguayanese. Paraguayans? I don't know. And that one too. Looking pretty good. Maybe it's a little less green, but I'm sure it still needs light. The plan is to get some shelves and grow lights someday. My siblings named this Mr. Puffer Crinkle plant. This one, I believe, is the flower that broke off, and it branched off and started growing the flower still. So that's very impressive that it's just determined. It's determined to bloom. You do that, Mr. Puffer Crinkle plant. Now this buddy is still looking okay-ish, but also worse. For my other plant that I had in here, I had put a humidifier, and I think this guy did not like the humidity. Some of these leaves yellowed on the tips, unfortunately. It's natural for it to be losing some blooms as it goes through its life cycle, but I hope it's not losing blooms because it's upset at life. This has all browned and shriveled. And yes, it's still on a paper plate. But hey, not too bad. Leave it to the jelly bean plant to choose death. Ugh.